On the weekend, I was happy to get a couple of 3-0 wins. It was nice to be at home. I don't know that we're playing our best yet, but I do think we played relatively well a lot of the time. And so we're getting more and more consistent, I think. I think we still make some errors in bunches, which we have to try and eliminate. I still think we get aced a little bit too often. But I was happy with our overall defensive effort. I was happy that we held Eastern to, I think, 9 kills, 10 kills, 10 kills or something in 3 straight sets. And I think we hit, upper twos throughout most of that match. So I was, again, pretty pleased at offensive and defensive looks. I still think we make a few too many mistakes. I think we make them in bunches. And so we've got to continue to work on that moving forward. In terms of individual play, I thought Meredith dug the ball really well and passed well. She didn't get served much against Eastern Michigan. I thought that was a pretty good defensive effort by her. I thought we had a couple of kids with nice blocking nights. I thought Chelsea had a good offensive night on Saturday. Over the course of the weekend, she actually had a pretty good weekend overall. So it was just kind of a mixed bag of who was playing well. And I think, when you go 3-0, 3-0, I think everybody's playing relatively well. And I thought we killed a lot more balls this weekend than we did the first weekend, which I thought is something that we need to continue to get better at and work on. So overall, pretty pleased. We get to stay at home this week. Akron and Buffalo coming in here. It'll be challenging matches, I'm sure. Those guys always tend to play us pretty tough. Those MAC East teams, we see them all the time, so there's a lot of familiarity there. And we'll see how this weekend goes. Questions?
You use the word consistency a lot when talking about your team. Do you think kind of after VG the team kind of picked up on that flow of consistency?
Well, as a whole unit, I'd say no. But I do think we have players moving in the right direction. I thought earlier in the season we had players would have one good day of practice, one bad day of practice. So on the weekend they'd have one good match and one bad match. And I talked to them about trying to be at a level near your average. I think if everybody plays within their average or around it, a couple of players slightly better, a couple of players slightly below, we will have very good chances to win every single match. The issue is when somebody hits 200 above their average and 2 players hit 150 below their average. So as a team, we still have a little bit of that going on. But I thought in these last 3 matches since the loss, everybody's been significantly closer to either their average or above it. So I've been pretty pleased with their individual efforts on that. In terms of team consistency, the reason I say no is the errors in bunches. I don't think a consistent team makes 4 straight errors. And they're all spread out. That's the tricky part about us is somebody will get ace, somebody else will hit it out, will side out, somebody else will miss a serve. And so it's not one kid making a bunch of mistakes, but it's the team in bunches. So if we can get rid of those, I would say we'd be very consistent. If we can have a 4-point lead at 7-3 and win by 7 or 8, I think that's a sign of a consistent team, and I think we're missing part of that right now. We are getting better at comebacks. We're getting better at finishing games. We're getting better on offense, so that's nice.
What do you think, why do you think the errors and bunches happen? Is that mental? What makes errors and bunches occur?
Well, not only do I not know what makes them occur exactly, but I don't know how to fix it either. So that's kind of the 2 parts that, to answer your next question, how do I fix it? I don't know. I do think mental has something to do with it. I think in general, confidence has something to do with it, which you could call mental. And then I think it's just some of it might be a quality of people wanting the ball more. I think if somebody next to you makes a mistake and you want the ball, or if you make a mistake and you want the ball back because you won't do it again, and those are all a little bit of confidence things, and hopefully we can get more and more confident as the season goes on and stop those errors in bunches.
9 straight sets in conference play. How do you feel like the team is clicking overall?
Again, I think we're making strides. I think again our offensive production at times is very good. I think our defensive production and You know, our ability to keep teams from scoring is at times an extremely high level. I think we're a good serve pass team. I'd like to see us get a little more aces. I'd like to see us miss a little bit. I'm sorry, miss a little less. But overall, the 9 straight set wins are a good thing. I think in those 9 straight, I think we've had 3 of those have been pretty high error, but we've managed to at the end play well and still win them. So I think that's the sign of a good team.
And you, sorry, I just lost where I was at. Leading the MAC in blocking, how will that strength continue to kind of be an advantage to you guys on the court?
You know, we're a pretty big and physical team. You know, that's always a tricky statistic. We've been good at it. We are good at it. You know, the more you block, the less you dig. So there's been years when we've led blocking by, you know, 3/4 of a ball a game, but we're 10th in digs. So you're going, well, why can't we dig it? Well, because we block it. You know, some teams refuse to hit into your block. I thought we're a much better blocking team than you saw numbers-wise against Miami, because Miami chose to not get blocked. I mean, they just basically, their game plan was we were going to hit soft, we were going to go around, we weren't going to give you opportunities to get blocked. So when those things happen, that's a tough stat to be consistent with. You might one night get 4 a game, and the next night you might get, you know, 4 over 3 sets. So it's a tough one, but I do think we're a big physical team. I think it makes it tough for teams to kill it against us. I think it makes hitters uncomfortable when they get blocked, when they swing at a ball, or what they think they might score, and a middle closes late and gets it. I think it makes us pretty good defensively.
And just kind of talk about the advantage that you guys will have with this home stretch.
Well, what do we got? We had 2 at home, and we have 2 more at home this weekend. And then we go back on the road. It's nice to have 4 in a row at home. We love it. You know, we had great support, I thought, Saturday night. Really nice turnout for Eastern. Hopefully we'll get a lot of fans. You know, it's a tough place to play for visiting teams. As you can tell, you know, we went toe-to-toe at home with Kentucky and Oregon, and everybody else we've swept. So it's obviously somewhat challenging to play here. Our fans, our band is phenomenal. So it's nice to have that at home. The flip side is always what is the result of it, and the result is our last 4 and the conference tournament are on the road at the end. So, you know, pick your poison. You want to be at home now or later, because you don't get to be at home all the time.
And what kind of things will you guys have to do to prepare for Buffalo and Akron?
You know, you're probably one step ahead of me on that. Usually by Monday night, we kind of have some video and are starting to piece together ideas for what we're going to try and do. But Monday and Tuesday this week at practice, you know, our focus is going to be on us and again, trying to fix the errors in clumps. And there's a couple of things I'd like us to do a little bit differently and a couple of rotations here and there. So right now we're going to continue to focus on us, and we'll know more about those guys tomorrow and the next day. All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.